There are moments when time does not feel like time. A car accident that lasts less than 2 seconds, but is remembered in frames. Each detail isolated, each sound distinct. A conversation that feels long, only to realize 10 minutes have passed. Or an entire evening that disappears completely, leaving no memory behind. Clocks keep moving, nothing breaks, and yet, something internal loses alignment. Time does not fail dramatically. It misbehaves quietly. It can happen anywhere. At work, in traffic, at home. A glance at the clock may seem normal, yet the subjective experience stretches or compresses in ways that escape measurement. Some people notice it in repeated patterns. Some notice it only once, a fleeting sensation that leaves a subtle imprint of confusion. When time felt reliable, for most of our lives, time feels dependable. You set an alarm, you wait for a train. You count the minutes until something begins. Time gives structure. Before and after feel stable. Until one day, that structure stops lining up with experience. Not everywhere, not always, just enough to be noticed. The perception of time is often taken for granted, yet it governs nearly every aspect of our decisions, planning, and daily routines. When that perception misaligns even slightly, the effect is immediately disorienting, though subtle. Even mundane tasks, the way a cup of coffee cools or a conversation unfolds, can feel warped. Minutes can compress or stretch, yet nothing around us signals change. The external world proceeds, while perception diverges. Case file number 1, time that stretches. People who experience sudden danger often report the same thing: a fall that feels slow, a collision where everything seems to pause. They notice details they would normally miss: the texture of the ground, a sound in the distance, a single thought fully formed. The event is brief, but the experience is not. Time doesn't accelerate, it opens. Case file number 2, time that collapses. The opposite happens just as often: a long drive completed without memory, a work session that ends before it begins. You check the clock and feel surprised. Nothing felt rushed, nothing felt wrong. Time didn't pass faster. It failed to register. It is as if perception briefly disengages from duration. Moments can vanish, leaving no subjective record, even though objectively, the world has continued uninterrupted. People experiencing this report an eerie clarity afterward. They remember being somewhere, but the passage of time is missing, like a page torn from the book of their day. These episodes can occur during routine activities, sitting in traffic, walking through a familiar neighborhood, or even talking to someone. The continuity of time seems suspended, though external events proceed normally. The effect is subtle, almost imperceptible while it happens, yet its aftermath is vivid in disorientation. Case file number 3, places where time feels off. Some locations amplify this effect: waiting rooms, airports at night, long corridors without windows. People describe the same sensation. Minutes feel uneven. Waiting feels heavier than duration suggests. Nothing happens. And yet, time becomes noticeable. Not longer, not shorter, different. Environmental cues can accentuate these experiences. Uniform lighting, lack of natural indicators, minimal movement around you. These factors trick the brain's internal clock. Even small changes, like a faint hum or repetitive patterns, can make minutes feel like hours, or hours feel like minutes. Certain spaces seem to stretch or compress time without any external indicator. A silent corridor, a dimly lit terminal, a static office. These environments heighten awareness of temporal distortion. The brain's timing mechanisms are highly sensitive to patterns, motion, and expectation. When these are absent, perception can diverge from measurement. The problem with measurement: we measure time precisely, seconds, minutes, hours. But measurement is not experience. 2 moments can last the same amount of time and feel completely different. Time behaves consistently on clocks, not inside perception, and that difference is rarely questioned. We trust clocks implicitly, yet our consciousness often operates independently of them. The experience of now can accelerate or decelerate, influenced by attention, expectation, and emotional intensity. A quiet room can feel infinitely long, while a chaotic environment can compress hours into minutes in memory. Case file number 4, memory without order. Memory does not store time as a sequence. It stores intensity. Important moments expand. Routine ones collapse. Ask someone about their childhood. Years blur together. Single moments remain vivid. Memory keeps what mattered, not what lasted. We recall a heated argument in detail, but forget the morning it happened. We remember a spectacular sunset, but the hours leading to it dissolve. Time, in memory, is elastic. The brain preserves significance, not chronology. Even within a single day, the perception of duration is often reconstructed after the fact, influenced by emotional and sensory weight rather than linear tracking. Our personal history is curated by attention, not by the ticking of a clock. At some point, the question changes. Not, why does this feel strange? But, what is time actually doing? If duration can stretch, collapse, or vanish without breaking reality, then time may not be a line. It may be a condition, one that responds to attention, context, and consequence. This realization doesn't arrive suddenly. It settles quietly, after certainty fails often enough. Our experience of time is less a property of the universe and more a property of perception, of consciousness itself. Awareness, focus, and engagement subtly shape the flow we feel. Time may feel irregular, not because the world is changed, but because our nervous system interprets it differently under varying conditions. The brain itself acts as a temporal filter, modulating attention, sensory input, and cognitive load. If these moments feel familiar, this channel explores them deeply. You can subscribe to continue following where curiosity leads. Time was never just a measure. It was a structure we relied on to organize reality. When that structure bends, nothing obvious breaks, but something shifts. If time does not always behave the same way, what are we really following when we say before and after? Even a subtle misalignment changes our perception of events. Decisions, recollections, and interactions are all reframed. Time becomes less a container and more a participant, quietly influencing how we experience life. Every choice, every memory, every observation is filtered through perception's uneven flow. Time is no longer a constant framework. It is a living, shifting context in which life is experienced.